All right. So just waiting a couple of minutes for everybody to get in, but it is 10:01 and we are going to get moving, everybody. So thanks so much for being here. Like I said last time, guys, we're going to be consistently doing these live trainings every month. Okay. And we're trying to make them short, sweet, to the point, packed with value so you guys get something good out of it. However, it's not always easy to do that. So, bear with me. I know that you guys are super, super busy, but this one, I promise you, is going to be short, compact, and it's going to be full of value. So, today we are talking about content that converts. Okay. This is SEO marketing strategies for real estate professionals just like yourselves. And we are going to get right into it. So, here we go. All right. Now, why does this training matter? Well, look, guys, most agents struggle not because, of laziness or anything like that. Like I know, you guys hustle, but nobody has shown you how to build strategic content necessarily. And if you are out there doing your own research, which you should be, that's fantastic. But here's the thing though, if your content isn't building trust, ranking locally, or creating conversions, then you're just creating noise, right? Now, don't get me wrong. Sometimes you have to try things in order to get there. Okay, so being consistent and posting something, creating something is better than nothing. But um, first of all, if you're just posting your listings, then you're not posting solutions that you're offering to your clients. Okay. Problem two, if you're copying every other agent instead of standing out yourself, then what's that going to do for you? You're just going to be, another needle in a stack of needles, right? So you want to make your brand stand out. Now, today's goal, we're going to show you how to fix that and make your content work for you. All right. So, what are you going to learn? Well, you're going to learn, to identify content that ranks and converts. Okay. We're talking about, the local SEO, how you can win without paying for ads. We're talking, blogs, Google business, neighborhood pages, using local keywords to rank, things like that. Right. So we're going to talk a little about SEO. We're going to talk about, discovering how to create content that climbs the search rankings and also that answers real questions from real clients. These are like the blog titles that you guys want to be creating. Is you have to position yourself as, what do my clients want to know, what do they need to know, and that should be what you create content around. Repurposing your content, right? Most agents create one piece of content and then they set it and forget it. But we want to create once, but then repurpose it several times, so you can turn one blog into a reel and an email and a carousel and a mailer. So building, a cross platform content system over here. And then, planning things out weekly using the same message across all different platforms. So having a unified message. Okay. So by the end of the training, you'll have a comprehensive toolkit to drive sustainable growth through high performing content. So let's get into it here. The four types of high converting content. What are they? There's searchable content, right? This is the content that helps you get found on Google. We're talking blog posts, neighborhood pages, FAQs, website pages, et cetera, et cetera. Then you've got shareable content, social media posts, videos, carousels. This is what inspires your audience to engage and to spread your message, right? You can also, behind the scenes content. This is, where reels and your video game comes in. Then you have your personal content. We're talking about email campaigns, text messages, and other one-on-one things that build, direct relationships with your customers or potential listing sellers, hopefully. And then you've got your tangible content, your mailers, your print newsletters, your postcards, these kind of visible, tangible things that create a memorable touch and really help you to stand out. So what you want to ask yourself here is, can I repurpose this into all four when you create a piece of content? Okay, if you can take one piece of content and repurpose it into something searchable, shareable, personal, and tangible, boom, you're ahead of the game here. Now, all right, let's talk searchable content. You've got your blog and your website, right? So this is the local, relevant, and helpful content that you're blasting out on the internet, right? In your market, hopefully. This is what Google is going to prioritize. This is content that's tailored to your local audience and provides value. Okay, so you want it to be locally focused, relevant, and helpful. You're going to want to use some long tail keywords in the focus. Okay, now when I say long tail keywords, I don't mean, homes in Chicago, right? I'm talking about, three-bed homes under 700K near Grant Park in Chicago, so we're getting more specific here, okay? Neighborhood pages, these are great. You can create landing pages for all of your top markets, your top neighborhoods. This is going to showcase schools, showcase restaurants, the local vibe, et cetera, et cetera. But develop pages with hyper local insights to attract nearby potential buyers and sellers. Okay. And then, you've got your FAQ blogs. Really good to have an FAQ on your blogs because all of those questions that you're answering are going to be searchable, and Google's SEO spiders will pick that up. And then obviously you want to have your clear call to action. People are not going to do something unless you tell them to do something. Okay. So if you're telling them, hey, download this, it's got all of my best insider tips for a restaurant tour in, this neighborhood, whatever. So you want to make sure you tell them what to do. All right, now staying top of mind on social. How do we do this? It's not just for vanity, folks. It's about building recall and relevance, right? Branding. You want to be the first person that a potential buyer or seller thinks of when it's time to act. So, what are you going to do? Well, you're going to post 3 to 4 times a week at least. At least, guys. I think you should post twice a day, at least. But hey, you can do 3 to 4 times a week. Fantastic. Shoot for that. Make it a mix of reels, carousels, and stories. Share your client wins. Go behind the scenes. Market tips. Things like that are always powerful. And use captions. Speak to the pain points and the outcomes, not just the facts. If I'm just going on and giving you, here's what's going on in the Chicago real estate market, this month, like that's great, but people can get that anywhere, right? What's different about you? What stands out? What's your brand? How are you going to answer your client's questions or your potential buyer seller's questions better than any other agent? Why should they work with you? Okay. All right. Now, the personal contacts, we're talking about email and text, right? Now, email is still one of the highest ROI channels. You may not believe that because everybody's always emailing all the time, and, people complain about getting emails. I 100% understand. Here's the deal. If you're not emailing your database monthly, you are leaking money. I promise you. So what you need to do is you need to send value-based content. You've got the market updates, you've got the just listed, you've got the buyer tips. That's fantastic, but guys, get creative with it. Okay? You don't just need to recycle the best practices that every other agent is doing. Think about your brand, your personal style. What other ways can you add value? Maybe do something connecting all of your database with local vendors that might be able to help them. And then you can build relationships with those local vendors as well. So there's lots of different ways to do this, and we'll go in depth in email content at some point as well, but definitely important. Okay, texting, quick alerts, open houses, new listings, keep people, on board and abreast of what you're doing. This is going to build urgency too. If somebody, if they're engaging with you and you send them, hey, 3 bedroom just listed in Grant Park, you want a link? You know what I'm saying? So keep people up to date on what you're doing. Keep it simple, keep it natural, keep it direct. Talk like a human, not a robot. Okay, especially not a sales robot. Right? You don't want to be selling, and you don't want to be, you don't want to, even if you're creating it with AI, make it human. Okay. All right, and then what else do we have here? Automation, right? Set this up. You can, if you're utilizing your CRM, especially if you have Agent Elite, you can set all of this stuff up, guys, so it automates. So you don't have to spend time, going in there, writing out text and sending them out. This can be automated. Your emails, your text messages. You can set the templates so they're human. You can, segment your database so specific content goes to specific people in specific markets at specific times. So it would save you a lot of time. All right, next. All right, let's talk about that tangible content. This is the print material and the mailers. Print is not dead, okay? Physical mailers and content are memorable and they're local, right? So, I mean, you can send a quarterly market update postcard. You've got your just listeds, just solds. You got little newsletters that you can send out, QR codes that drive traffic to your website. But here's the thing, you guys can get creative here as well. You don't just have to again do the templated, well, my brokerage sent me all these just listed, just sold, and they're going to send it. Yeah, that's great. I'll be honest with you, I've got a real estate agent that I refer all the time because she sends me her grandmother's apple butter, homemade apple butter. Okay, so get creative with it, even if it seems gimmicky. That kind of stuff works. And my God, if you got a handwritten letter today in the world of the instant economy and notifications and emails and text, a handwritten letter, that goes a long way, guys. I know it takes some time, but it really goes a long way. So if you have a local market and you're doing tangible content, take the time, go an inch wide and a mile deep with these people. It's going to make a big difference. Now, let's talk about driving conversions with all of this content. Creating the content's great, right? But you want it to do something. So you need to focus on what resonates with your target audience, what's relevant, timely, and locally tailored. That's going to be the key. Okay. So are they first time buyers? Are they sellers? Are they investors? Different segments are going to have different messaging. Create content around specific fears, questions, and goals. I know that we don't like to fearmonger, but it's psychologically proven that people will do more to avoid pain than they will to get pleasure. Okay, so you do want to touch on the fear pain points. That's important. Okay, and then use you focused language, not look at me, look at my business. I have this many listings. I've helped this many people. No, 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 no. We're talking about I know what you need. I know what keeps you up at night. I know exactly who you are and what you're looking for. And if you work with me, I guarantee you that you are going to get your dream outcome. That's the message that you want to get across to them. And then every piece needs to ask, or every piece you create, you need to ask, does this drive somebody to take action? Okay. So if you're sending out a postcard or a letter, that's great, but ask them to do something. You need to ask or they're not going to do it. All right. Now, using some supporting stats that prove what I'm talking about here. And I'm going to start with the blogging thing, guys. 67% more leads. Companies that blog generate 67% more leads than those that don't. You might say, but everybody's blogging. Everybody's doing that. I'm so sick of blogging. Like everybody talks about blogging. Guys, this is a massive opportunity, especially with the invention of AI and what we have now with the speed that you can create blogs, long form blogs, humanize it with your brand, offer value, create images, add videos. Everybody should be massively publishing long form blogs, and these should be specific to your neighborhood, your local area, wherever you want to scale. Okay. So, absolutely do that. Also, Google rewards new local content. Okay. So if you're not updating regularly, Google's going to drop your ranking. So post, one to two new blogs at least each month, at least, and then update your old ones quarterly so they don't get stale. And then be consistent because inconsistent posting, that is, that's gonna kill you, right? Because if you post 3 times and then you ramp up your engagement and then you drop off, boom, it's gone. And then you have to work that much harder to get back up to the point where eventually that's going to compound. So consistency is absolute key. Okay. So schedule your content out 1 month in advance. No exceptions, no excuses. Do that yourself. Have AI do it. Have your assistant do it. I don't care. Have Agent Elite do it, but do it. Okay. Now, your 30-day content plan. So here's what I'm going to challenge you guys to do. Okay. So this is where I want you to pay very close attention. Week one, you're going to post two long form blog posts or FAQs or blog posts with FAQs. Okay. So pick two questions that your clients ask a lot, or maybe recent questions that they've been asking, write out answers to them, and then create blog posts out of it. You guys, you can easily do this with artificial intelligence. You can use ChatGPT. You can use the tools that Agent Elite provides. You can use literally any AI tool is fantastic at doing this as long as you're prompting it correctly. And we're going to talk all about AI in another training. So don't worry. But that's what you do for week one. Then week two, you're going to email your list, your database 2 times with helpful updates. Okay. Make it, a market update and then a curated list of listings or tips or something. Or hey, get creative. Like I said, there's so many different things that you can do to make yourself stand out. So week two, all right. Recap: week one, two long form blog posts. Week two, email your list twice, right? Week three, share 3 to 4 reels or carousel posts. Go into your social media, film, short tips, answers to common questions or success stories, what have you. My gosh, post a picture of yourself in your pajamas with a cup of coffee on your computer, whatever. Just get moving. All right. You guys, you got to keep the consistency, and you'd be surprised at what works. Study the algorithm a little bit. And then week four, send out a postcard or a print piece with a QR code that scans back to, a high converting landing page or your website or, whatever you'd like. Okay. So that's your 30-day content plan. That's what I'm going to um, uh, challenge you to do. Okay. And you can use Canva, you can use your CRM, you can link it to landing pages. Like I said, you can batch it. You don't have to you know, do everything and then like create the videos and then immediately post them and then wait a day and then go into your email and write your emails. It's like you can, set 2 hours a week to prep and schedule and then create all of it and then schedule it out. Okay. This is the easiest way to keep consistent and keep your schedule, optimized. All right. Now, recap and final takeaways here. Like I said, looks like, yeah, we're almost at 20 minutes. So, boom, boom, we're making these as quick as possible and as value packed as possible. And I appreciate you guys hanging out. Your the key insights, guys. So what we're gonna do here is you've got the final blueprint. Okay, the 4 different content types, real examples, and a 30-day plan. Okay. You've got focusing on solving your problems, right? Solving your buyer seller problems. So you're going to shift from just promoting to providing real value through problem solving content. That's what you're creating your content around: solving problems. Okay, not selling houses, solving problems. Okay. Leverage different content types. We talked about all the different types of content. So you're going to utilize all those different formats: blog posts, videos, case studies, to reach your audience, right? To stay relevant, top of mind, to brand yourself. Be consistent. Ensure a cohesive brand and messaging across all marketing channels, and timing, right? You can batch shoot your content. You can write out all of your emails for a month and then set them up. Especially, again, if you use Agent Elite CRM, we can help you guys automate all of this, okay, and make it easy. And then, track and measure your results. There's a saying in business: if you can't measure it, it doesn't exist. I'm a firm believer in that. So you want to continuously monitor the performance of your content, optimize and improve, do more of what works and less of what isn't. So you can use Google Analytics, you can use your CRM and your social media insights to double down on the things that are working. And guys, about the consistency thing, even when you don't want to, even when you're, not having a good day, even when you got a bad hair day, even when you don't like how the video turned out, just do it. Show up, create, post. Doesn't matter what people say. Haters gonna hate. We all know this, all right? You need to worry about growing your business and providing as much value as you can. Now, my favorite part, the bonuses. So if you guys want a content strategy, a free content strategy, I am more than happy to meet with you. You can also just go to agentelite.com and book a demo and ask them any question that you want. But I am happy to have a free content strategy session. So you can absolutely reach out to me anytime. My Instagram handle is avenue.army.max. So you can DM me there, or you can just give me a call if you want. My phone number is 651-253-6960. I will provide a link when this is posted if you want to book as well. And a free SEO review. Happy to take a look at your website, how that's going. There's also a whole entire team of people at Agent Elite that will go over your website with you, take a look at how we can make things better. That's what the advisors are there for. And then, hey, a quick 15-minute call. If you want to, schedule a call to learn how Agent Elite can help grow your business through content, through automation, through SEO, or just help you out, we're more than happy to do that. So reach out, DM us, book a call, book a demo. Let's make today the day that you guys decide to leverage the amazing tools that you have at your fingertips to really take things and push things forward. All right. All right, so that's all that I have for you today. I'm super grateful that you guys showed up today. Super happy, and I hope that you get out there, that you get after it, and remember that the Agent Elite team, we are always here to help if need be. This is going to be posted. If you're seeing this as a reviewing, or if you're watching this on social media posted after the fact, hey, give us a like, give us a follow, check out our content, check out what we have to offer, agentelite.com, and I will see you guys in our next training next month. Keep posted.